Ladies and gentlemen, we just found Newell Coach 1700, a very special coach. Today we're hanging out with Brian Pitts.
How are you?
Excellent, and yourself?
Great, good to see you.
Always. Now this coach behind us is Newell Coach 1700, a great number.
This is a 2021 model, custom build for some great friends of mine. They ordered Coach 1800 also, which we are building for them. So they turned this one in early. I'm able to show it to you now.
Now, is this coach available for sale?
It's available right now.
One of the latest model Newell coaches on the market that is available right now. And I know that there's a lot of value in buying a coach from the Newell factory here in Miami, Oklahoma. What are some of those benefits buying a coach from you?
You and I both have had coaches. One of the biggest things is knowing that it's going to come with a warranty.
Yes, sir.
You're covered. Man, you can call them from anywhere in the country. They're going to either help you where you are or find somebody nearby to help you. It's covered. You don't have to worry about it.
Is there any mileage limitations on that warranty?
On the pre-owned coaches, we limit the mileage to 24,000. It's 2 years and 24,000 miles. The new ones are 2 years unlimited miles,
wow,
but the used ones are 2 years and 24,000 miles.
And I've got to ask, I know a lot of these coaches are used for race teams and commercial purposes. Sometimes if a vehicle is used for commercial purposes, it would void the warranty in the automotive industry. Does that warranty cover commercial usage as well?
Really, a lot of these coaches do end up in racing of some form or professional golf or something like that, where they do put a ton of miles on it. So we cover it, especially on the new ones. That's why the mileage is unlimited.
Oh,
You might need to put 50,000 miles a year on it chasing NASCAR, and so you're covered the whole time.
What is the story on this particular coach?
It was a custom order. I met these folks originally at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're big NASCAR fans. This is their second Newell. We're building their third one right now. They were in a Brand X fiberglass diesel pusher when I met them. Super nice people, hit it off with them right away. They had some friends parked next door to them who are now 3 Newells deep also. It was a good NASCAR race for me. And they built a really phenomenal coach. And I was telling the guys, because we're in a construction project right now, so we don't have room to park a whole lot of coaches. I'm like, this is one we want, because I've been in this guy's shop and he's got all these amazing hot rods. Chrome this and perfect that, and this one's up on a lift so you can see the chrome underneath it. I'm like, this is the coach we need on our lot, because that's how he takes care of his coach also.
This paint is definitely glowing, definitely in pristine condition. How many miles are on this coach currently, and how much money do you need for it?
This coach has got under 40,000 miles, high 30s. I don't remember exactly, but high 30s. $2,099,000 is the price.
Well, great opportunity for someone. Do you think we could take the folks on YouTube on a tour inside of the coach?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Sounds good. This is a beautiful coach, very warm, very comfortable feel inside of this coach. Do you know what the design inspiration was?
Yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for. We're kind of known for that ultra modern look. That's what a lot of customers come to us with. They wanted this one to be warmer, to definitely feel more homey. I've been in their house in western Oklahoma, and it looks and feels a lot like this. It's just a place where you want to sit down and chill out for a while. That's what we did with the coach, and I love how it came out.
Yes, sir. It's almost reminds me of like a high-end log cabin in Wyoming kind of a feel. Very rich textures and just a really cool vibe. But what's going on in here?
I mentioned earlier I met them at NASCAR. They're big NASCAR fans. They go to a lot of NASCAR races. So they wanted a cool place to hang out and watch the pre-racing stuff and the other classes and so on. So they did these big comfortable chairs here facing a huge television in the wall. You can imagine, you're sitting there trackside waiting for the main event, and they're over here watching the trucks race or something like that. That was the environment I met them in. Super cool, big race fans, but big fans of Newell coach, and they've been great friends to us this whole time.
And what year is this coach?
This is a 2021 model.
Lots of beautiful textures in here. I'm noticing the waterfall countertop here. Is this one of the earlier models that had that waterfall style
Sure
countertop?
would have been. Yeah, that would have been very early on. One of the things that I think this couple in particular does really nicely is is they love details. They're not just like, I kind of am feeling this color. You know, they want to get down in it. So like, check this out, this stingray leather here, little inlay of stingray leather. And when you're designing a coach, you get to pick all that. Okay. You can get as in-depth as you want to be. So, you know, in a situation like this, they're like, these are the main colors I'm feeling. I really like the piping to be like this. Let's do the stitching in a complementary color and a stingray insert. And look how they centered up the pattern. It's pretty cool to see people who are passionate for design get to build the thing they want to build, and we can do that.
And the first thing I noticed when I walked into this coach was these recliners, the colors tie in together so well with the cabinets and then the countertop, just such a nice blend. And the face of these cabinets are unlike anything we've ever seen in any other Newell, or that I've ever seen in any other Newell. What's going on with the cabinets here?
So this is a really cool Italian company that's printing. This is laminate. It looks like wood, but it's actually laminate, but they're printing the print on a grained laminate. So when you run your hand across it, you can feel the wood grain, even though it's not actually a wood product. It's a lot tougher, holds up better, and so on.
It really has that rustic barnwood feel to it. Very cool design in this coach. I'm noticing the cocktail glass in a little different location here. Yeah. What caused that?
That really just comes down to how you lay the floor plan out. Occasionally this slide will be a little shorter and it'll go where this art recess is here. In this case, they wanted it over here by the galley. We're obviously flexible enough to pull that off.
There's no cabinet storage overhead, so we've got the view out of the big Newell coach windows, but what type of storage do we have up here in the salon and galley?
Actually, quite a bit. The drawers under the dinette are very large. They do a nice job there. These are the little ottomans here. They both open up for storage, and they store under the dinette when you're traveling.
And a really cool pattern, is that same stingray?
That's that stingray that we were looking at on the arms of the recliners in the couch.
Yeah, I can imagine that's an expensive material. Around this vintage is when we started to see these ottomans that are the split ottomans. When did Newell Coach start doing the ottomans like this?
They were really right around here. We've built the ottomans forever, single piece, but people started ordering a lot of two recliner coaches. You remember how popular a desk and a single recliner was. A single ottoman made a lot of sense then, but now that the two recliner coach is so much more popular, each person wants their own ottoman. Place to put your tray or whatever while you're eating.
Yeah, and you can kind of move them around if you want to use a little footrest, or even you've talked about using these as just a little seat if you're the fifth wheel there.
The dinette extends, you know, so you can put several people around the dinette itself and then put the little ottomans down at the end. And I think it's conceivable you could seat 5 or 6 people relatively comfortably there.
Newell Coach has the most living space in any Class A motorhome that I'm aware of. What is it about Newell Coach where you're able to provide the most living space?
I think a lot of it comes from building our own chassis and the slides, the mechanisms that we have developed with Valid Engineering over the years allows us to do opposing 30-inch slides. Another thing that you don't often notice when you're looking at a coach, really inside or outside, a lot of high-end coaches curve. They start at the floor and they're 8.5 feet wide. Let's assume slides in or no slides. They're 8.5 feet wide at the floor, but they curve the entire time. So like where your perception is formed, it's a foot, maybe a foot and a half narrower up here where your eyes are, which is great for fuel economy. That's not really what we're after. So we felt like the right thing to do was to keep the walls flat. And when you come in, even if you're used to a coach with 30-inch deep slides, these feel a lot bigger. A combination, we've talked about it a million times, the tall ceiling and the flat side walls and the big windows make them feel a lot bigger inside. The square footage, which you mentioned, is important. The cubic footage is off the charts bigger.
Yeah.
There's just so much more room in here.
We saw below the dinette, we saw the ottomans. Where else can folks store stuff?
So this is actually a pretty cool thing that we do here. You slide out, this area is kind of dead space behind the recliners, so we'll often do wine bottle storage. This is segmented more for like liquor storage or books or something like that. That's basically dead space back there, and we try to use literally every square inch we can come across. And we've built other things in there, of course, too, but this is a pretty good use for it if you need wine storage. And there's a ton of storage over on this side. It's got great overhead cabinets here. We obviously line it all with carpet so things don't rattle. It's adjustable. You can move the shelves up and down.
And very well lit as well.
Always have the LED strips with the contactors so when you open the doors they come on. You know, one thing I don't remember us talking about before, but all Newells have garbage disposals.
Yes, sir.
And it's kind of a cool function of us combining the gray and black tanks. You don't overwhelm the black tank. Obviously, the kitchen sink goes to the black tank. You don't overwhelm it with solids because we have all that hot soapy water coming from the shower and the washer dryer and all that. So we've made garbage disposals a standard item for decades.
What are the holding tank capacities on this coach?
They're custom. This coach has, I would say, one of the standards, which is 143 gallons fresh and 143 gallon holding. There's options there.
What are some of the other options?
Especially in NASCAR, if it's families, you know, they've got a couple of kids and so on. And the ones that we do that have the bunks and the 2 full showers, we'll do maybe 180 gallon holding tank and fresh, and that way you can go a lot longer without having to pay to have it dumped, because I mean, over a weekend that costs a lot of money and you have to be there. That's the worst part about it. You've got to be there to have the coach pumped out. So this gives you a lot more freedom on that.
Even if you're not paying, just the hassle of having to dump the coach, definitely nicer to have that extra.
Absolutely.
Now you do lose some storage because of that.
A little bit, yeah.
There's a give and take.
It's not even that much storage. It's the Aqua Hot. We use the big 675D series, which is this 64,000 BTU diesel, 45,000 BTU electric. We take it and put it over here in the driver's side second bay, and that gives us the room we need for the larger holding tanks. So, I mean, you're losing maybe 3 foot of depth on one of your pass-through storage. It's not that big of a deal. If you're in a high water consumption situation, totally worth it. Like, this is always, it's a weird thing to have a favorite drawer. I think that's part of getting old maybe, but I mean, having a trash can with the place to keep your cleaning supplies and the bags is just so practical. I love that. It's a really nicely put together plan there. So you've got a ton of drawer space in here. Have some nice cabinets under here.
Does this coach have a dishwasher?
Yes, it has a dishwasher. Got a nice spot here for like baking pans and that sort of thing. And then kitchen utensils, utensil drawer here.
Huge drawers.
Big
there
drawers,
too.
yeah. Got nice pots and pan drawers here and here. And then it's got huge pantry space. So it's got another stack of drawers over here below the coffee area. And they didn't go with a built-in coffee maker like we do a lot. They prefer a standalone coffee maker, so they just did a coffee bar, a place for the filters and the coffee and all that stuff. And then obviously the drawers I showed you here. Great pantry space.
Yeah, and those can take some pretty heavy weight too. Those are very industrial built.
We will often carry cases of water and sodas and that sort of thing during the shows in these, and they do great.
Yeah, and very well lit again.
And the magnetic catches, as always, to hold them closed so you don't have to worry about them coming open.
Noticing the square look here, cool look, but it's finished out like a piece of furniture that just belongs in the coach. What type of a refrigerator does this coach have?
We are using almost exclusively, there's obviously options, but almost exclusively this GE. What we loved about this GE monogram is it's super solid. I mean, look at the hinges. It's just built like a tank. We were replacing the Sub-Zero. They discontinued the 700 series that we've used in marine and RV for years, and we were replacing that. We wanted something that fit the same cabinet. This fits the same cabinet, but I think it improves a few things besides the hinges. On the Sub-Zero, the ice was in the bottom drawer. Now it's right here. This is where I want to go to get my ice, not down there. And then this bottom drawer can be turned up or down and used as a refrigerator, because a lot of people will have a freezer built in downstairs. You can turn this up and use it as a crisper or a refrigerator. At the shows, I've put wine bottles in it. It's got a wine chiller function, so you can just kind of turn that to be whatever you need, and it's a huge drawer. It's really some nice space. I think it's a great unit, and they've been bulletproof. We've just not struggled with those at all. This is the laundry area here. It's got front load ASCO 220 volt dryers, retractable doors so they're easier to get to. Both of these people are taller, so they chose to do the storage on top rather than raise it and put the detergent and fabric softener and all that underneath. They chose to do it here on top. The retractable doors are awesome because it keeps them out of the way while you're doing laundry and then covers up everything when you're finished.
That half bathroom is really jumping out. I was
actually really looking forward to showing you this because this thing is so killer. It's got these awesome glass subway tiles. It's got the flooring material up on the walls with the trim there. But these agate countertops are so killer. They're backlit with white LEDs, so at night, we've talked about it before, I love to turn off the main lights and just use the accent lights. These things glow so warm. I mean, they bring a huge element to this coach.
It gives it a totally different feel.
For sure, yeah. So it's got tons of storage in here. You've got this cabinet here with adjustable shelves. There's another one back here behind me, same deal. This was a thing that we kind of came up with on the show coaches. A lot of our half bathroom coaches have a hinge door here. On a show coach, that was a pinch point with people wanting to see in the half bathroom, which with all this going on, you could see why they'd want to. But it was kind of a rough deal at a show because everybody would open the door and look, and that stops the flow of traffic. So on show coaches, we started doing pocket doors here to keep them out of the way. And it's kind of caught on with the regular coaches too. People just like the idea of not having to deal with a hinged door, so we're doing quite a few of these.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to point out that sink as well. It's just a beautiful sink. Is that underlit as well as the countertop?
It's using the white glow from the countertop to make it glow too. Again, after dark, all the lights off, looks so great.
It's an incredible look, definitely. Huge bedroom back here. Biggest bedrooms in the industry.
Always known for that, for sure. This one has a king size bed in it. It has drawers on both sides, huge nightstands. We used to build a lot of closets over there, and here in the last few years, people really seem to like those nightstands because we all have iPads and a bottle of water, and a lot of our clients use CPAP machines, so we wire for that so that you can put your CPAP over there out of the way and it's out of the way. The functionality, I mean, you kind of miss the hanging space. It's a nice place to put jackets and all that, but having that nightstand is so nice. And then you still have these over here. You have these great closets on either side. Picks up what you would have lost over there. It makes some just really nice storage area.
Long hanging on both sides, so if you've got race car suits or dresses.
Yeah, this is all the electronics that runs it. The surround sound processor. It has Anthony Gallo acoustic surround with the subwoofer for the rear theater, and then there's a big television, a 49-inch television here on a lift that comes up.
I like the grizzly bear picture on the wall. They're very cool. Newell Coach does have an artist, Patsy Lowe, that you work with, and then of course people could change their artwork out as they desire.
These people are from the Pacific Northwest originally, and so you feel it in here. Like you can definitely feel that vibe in this coach. It's just got that super rich, like you said earlier, like a very high-end cabin feel. And of course, the grizzly bears come with it. That's works good.
I feel like I'm hanging out in like Aspen or Jackson Hole or Polson or something like that.
Right.
So.
King size bed. There's storage underneath that. It comes up. There's another set of drawers over on this side. Back here in the master bath, it's got a nice clothes hamper right here. Makes sense, right by where you store the clothes and everything. Great a set of adjustable shelves here. This can kind of go either direction. These shelves are removable, so you can make it hanging if you prefer, but it's kind of nice to have the adjustable shelves to put linens and that sort of thing. As always, the cabinets up here, and they're hung opposite so you can see all the sides when you're getting ready. Tons of drawer space in here.
It's very bright here in the rear bath. You've got that natural light coming in, but that underlit countertop still is just
pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I don't think the cameras do justice. So much intricate detail, and then a different sink than we saw in the half bath, but a really cool design with another underlit sink.
Yeah, I love that. It's got a ton of storage back here too, and again, retracts so that when you're loading the coach, it's easier. This is the leaf for the dinette table. I showed you how those are powered. It's got great drawer space under the cabinets. It's really got a ton of storage in this floor plan, and then another set of cabinets back here. It has a bidet toilet, which that's gotten to be a pretty popular option ever since the great toilet paper scare of 2020. So we're putting a lot of bidet toilets in now, and even the coaches that aren't ordered with them will do the plumbing and the wiring, so it's easy to add it later.
And a really cool backsplash behind the toilet as well.
So this little alcove right here, this is another one when you turn off all the main lights, this is backlit, so it's got a nice little glow back in all the little nooks and crannies in the coach. coach. The different layers of detail through the whole coach adds such a great feeling to it. The shower is nice. You can't really see it from your angle, but it has a built-in caddy over here where all of the stuff you have in a shower, shampoo and conditioner and shaving cream and all that, that's all in here. As always, we do very high-end plumbing components here so that you can set your temperature and turn them on and off, and it will stay the same temperature you like. We usually do the fan over the shower in the bathroom. That way, if the rain sensor fails, it'll rain in the shower and not. But it's also nice because if you put it out there, it's pulling a draft through the shower. If you put it in here, it's just removing the steam from the shower and you're not getting the cold air from outside of the coach in the shower.
Well, Brian, I appreciate you showing us Newell Coach 1700, a very special coach. Now, if someone is a serious and qualified buyer and they want to purchase this coach or another Newell coach here, who can they get a hold of?
My name is Brian Pitts. I can be reached easiest at email. It's Brian with an I, BRIANP @newellcoach.com. I'd really love to hear from you guys. I've got all of the history on this coach from the time we built it, and I'd love to help you out with it.
Brian, I greatly appreciate you and the team at Newell Coach.
Appreciate you.
Also appreciate all of you out there subscribing to the channel. We hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Thanks for watching.